So today on Texas MotoRock, we're gonna go through Texas Biker EDC. What's up, y'all? If you've ever been out riding and gotten caught in the weather because you weren't wearing the correct thing for the weather, or you didn't anticipate the temperature change or crazy Texas weather change, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Alright guys, today we're going to go over Texas MotoRock or Texas Biker EDC. So to kick things off, I'm going to start by talk about my base layer. When I get ready for the day for a ride, first thing you think about, just like any other day, you get dressed, right? I guess most people probably get dressed and they're putting on their underwear, you know, their socks, take a shower, etc. Maybe they just get up and throw clothes on. My go-to, if I know I'm riding for that day, my go-to is always a base layer underwear, straight up just underwear. These underwear right here, this is Saks. This is my years of looking for something that was not going to allow me to chafe while riding on a bike, because here in Texas it gets hot. You get up to over 100 degrees during the summer and it's record-breaking 45, 50, 60 days of straight triple-digit heat. These things are going to save you, and it took me years to figure out how to find something just like these. These are the moisture-wicking kind, and the whole thing with Saks, the cool part about these is they got these little pocket for your spicy ketchup, so that way keeps it away from your body, wraps around, gives you a little room to breathe. Next thing up on the list, usually I wear boot socks. I always put on my boot socks because I tend to want to have boot socks already on. I hate having to pull these up and trying to get it after I already put jeans or pants on. So these are just your average boot socks. Now the thing that I do, because I happen to wear boots probably 90% of the time, I get boot socks that have the perforations down in here so that I can get some breathing out of it, because my feet will get hot, and wearing boots in Texas in triple-digit heat, your feet are going to get hot. Boot socks, a must, or at least some tall socks to keep the chafing. That's probably more of a preference for me because I tend to wear Western boots, you know, cowboy boots. We are in Texas, but, you know, your mileage may vary. Do what you got to do, but make sure you're wearing the right type of sock for yourself for whatever foot protection you're wearing. So the next thing up on the list are jeans. I invested in motorcycle specific riding jeans, and with motorcycle specific riding jeans, you get what you pay for, honestly. The whole thing is, a lot of the motorcycle specific jeans are built so that they look like you're riding a motorcycle. They don't look like normal jeans you can just walk around in off the bike. I invested in rocker jeans. These are made in Switzerland. They are a German company. These jeans right here, they have a built-in Kevlar. It's Kevlar lined. I have a couple pairs. Most of them that I have are selvage jeans. These actually are not selvage jeans. These are the normal ones. But you can see the Kevlar lining in here. It's a fully independent Kevlar line, but it's sewn against the actual jean itself. And actually these are selvage, my bad. There it is right there. Proven wrong. Anyway, see, the Kevlar lining in here will protect you even if the jean gives out, and jeans themselves are super high abrasive. I mean, motorcyclists have been wearing them for years, just jeans. These just give an added bit of protection. They also give it waterproof and windproofness, so I don't have to wear like an underpant. I can just wear straight just this in like close to 30-degree temperature, and I'm pretty comfortable in these, honestly. And the liner goes the length. It's not like cut into pieces. It is the length of the leg all the way down, all the way from the top. So I know I'm secure in these. Other than that, they're just normal jeans. They look normal. They got 2 pockets on the back. You got your 4 pockets up front, and they're button fly. Nothing special here, just normal jeans. The thing with rocker jeans specifically that I'll say is these jeans, the fit is like a normal jean. So the inner Kevlar inside it acts more like, not a compression layer, but almost like a skinny jean within the jean. And then this on top just makes it look like a normal straight leg style. That's honestly why I love these jeans. I can wear these off the bike. I look normal. I could be walking around stockyards, you know, get off the bike, go around like a touristy area. You can do normal things in these jeans and not look like you're riding a motorcycle, and then just hop back on the bike and you're good to go. Good pair of jeans though. Best I can say is if you're looking for something like this, get them out of season and you can get great discounts on them, but you're gonna be going against all the sizes that are gone that people did actually buy. Luckily for me, I'm not a very big person. I was fat, a lot fatter before, lost a lot of weight. These happen to be right in my size, and it's the size in between that nobody wears, and it worked. One other thing to mention though is sometimes you have to be careful. Sometimes these do run European cut because it's a European brand. They are made for American cut, but they're European brands. Sometimes they come as a European cut. Fair warning. But mostly my experience with Rocker, I have a couple pairs of these jeans. These jeans are made exactly the way they say they are intended to. So I was a 33, 32. That's exactly what these are. They fit exactly like I wanted them to. Oh, let's go back real quick to the sacks. So one note on the sacks, when I'm putting these on, something that helps if I'm going on a longer ride, say I'm going over 2 hours, or it's an hour ride where there's a lot of heat, I would suggest investing in something like this. This is what runners use when they go out running. This is Body Glide. Runners will use this to keep from chafing on their body, and they'll put it in any areas where they think they might be chafing. If they're wearing a shirt and it's like their underarm, maybe it's their chest, maybe it's their leg from compression shorts or whatever. This works wonders. It's a grease, it's non-staining. You just apply a little bit of it, just like a deodorant, just a little bitty swipe wherever you need. And I tend to go in the special areas, and this works wonders. It'll keep you, it allows the sweat to still permeate out, but it doesn't allow you to chafe. It doesn't stay on your body. It really does help. So even if you don't have something like Saks, or you don't want to spend the money in this, or your preferences, you don't like these type of undergarments, you could still go for something like this. With whatever you're wearing, you'll probably be okay. This was a life changer, and I only learned about this when I started running. When I started doing distance running, this was my go-to to keep myself from dying from chafing, because I was running with my dog a couple miles a day, 3 times a day. I would run like 3 miles in the morning, 5 miles in the evening, and then if I couldn't sleep, I would just get up and take him for a walk run, and so get like another 2-3 miles in. This is a must. This is a secret weapon. Go ahead and find you something, or something like this. Whatever you got, do it. But I recommend this because it's a grease. This grease, it's non-staining. You just apply it and you're good to go. All right, so now you got your pants on. What's the next thing you're probably gonna do? For me personally, I go get my boots on. Now, on a daily basis, I tend to wear Western cowboy boots. These right here are Ariats. They are waterproof, windproof, and they're thermal line insulated 400 grams. These are my go-to boots. I wear these constantly, especially right now. It's riding season's kicking in, but it's still a little chilly. It's still a little cold. As soon as the sun goes down, temperature drops. These are good, nice and warm. They're moisture wicking. They're also thermal lined, so it'll keep you warm, wick away any of the heat and moisture you get. They do get a little warm, so if you're getting above probably 70 degrees and you're trying to wear these out, you're gonna get hot. These are composite toe, so I know some people don't feel comfortable riding with composite toe or steel toe. For me personally, I've always ridden in composite toe or steel toes. I don't really mind. It's not really a big deal for me. But I think the thing that people have a problem with is probably more of this toe. Is actually, the cap is way bigger than a normal boot or shoe. But I like having that positive reinforcement when I kick up, and I tend to go kick up on my gear shift pretty hard. So this actually works out pretty well. You can probably tell like I ride. I've got the wear marks on here specifically, and I mean, they get beat up by stuff on the road, but that cap on there protects me pretty good, and the waterproof part protects me pretty good. Now, if you watched any of my videos, you'll probably remember it was when I got hit by the deer, and this is a byproduct of being hit by the deer, but it actually still works. The boot still works for the most part. So it's great. So if I'm not wearing these, I will wear normal cowboy boots. These are my nicer pair. Now, the reason that most people don't wear cowboy boots, or you shouldn't wear cowboy boots when you're riding, is because this bottom typically is made from leather, and the leather is just multiple layers of leather, and they're sewn together, they're stitched together, and there's no grip for the ground when you're at lights or something. And that's the common thing. That's why they tell you not to wear Western boots or cowboy boots. With these boots specific, these are Eldorados. Let's turn them around here. No, these are Danposts, sorry. I have Eldorados too. These are Danposts. They have a carbon fiber insole right here. And then also right here, they have a normal leather around the side. But this is a rubber welt that is stitched in to give you grip, and then you have rubber here. So it's a pretty nice boot. It's made out of Cayman, but this one actually has grip. So I can ride in these pretty comfortable, and I do a lot. If you've watched me when I went to El Paso, not only did I wear these to a wedding, but I also rode a bicycle to El Paso in these boots. Like, they are pretty rugged. I love these boots. And they're not cheap. They are expensive, but I really like these boots. And you also, with boots, if you're from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. You get what you pay for when you get boots. Get a nicer cowboy boot if you're going to get one. It just always makes sense. And get like a nice leather. These are just dirty because I haven't cleaned them because I haven't worn them in a minute. But just get a nicer cowboy boot. Put the money in. Research your brands. I tend to like Ariat. I tend to like Danpost and Eldorado. Look into whatever boot you're going to do if you're going Western boot. There's another option for Western boot. Here in Texas, we have a company called Justin. Justin, known for making Western style boots, but they also make lace-up, square-toe Western style boots, and I am a fan of square-toe. The funny thing with these, or the interesting thing with these, is this boot is a steel toe, and it's not a big cap. So even though it's a steel toe, it's still a small, thinner cap, so it looks like a normal boot, but still got your rubber insole so that you can get traction on the ground. Steel toe, it says it right there. You got your steel toe cap. It's laced. Feels like a combat boot, honestly. If you've ever worn combat boots, feels just like when I'm wearing a combat boot. And this thing works great. I ride in this all the time too. I don't know if you could tell there's wear in it too, a little bit. And you can tell I kick stuff. But yeah, these boots are great. There's other options for you out there. So say you're the kind of guy that, you don't like wearing boots. That's fine. Not everybody wears boots. If you can't afford boots, because I mean, these are honestly, you're getting over to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks when you get into Western boots specifically. All right. Something else that you see me do a lot, and I recommend, is Vans. These Vans right here are waterproof. They're the MTE line. They have this outer sole right here that's grippy, and it's thicker than your normal Van. And it's made for wet weather, cold weather, and hiking. But it's got the padding here to protect your bone on your leg, which is what you need. This is why we recommend wearing boots. And I will wear these quite frequently. And they're great. These are Scotch Guard, so you could just spray some Scotch Guard on there, and it gets waterproof again. It's a great shoe. And it's highly durable. I've been wearing these, I think, for about 3-4 years now. Had a different pair before that were black. Got these because they were on sale. Wanted a backup pair. Another great option. Vans occasionally has leather high tops. And they use pretty good quality leather. It's not the best quality. It's not going to be as abrasion resistant as a boot will. But it's lace up. You still have that. You still have the padding here to protect your bone on your foot. Still wraps around. You have this right here to make it easier to get in and out of the shoe. And they make different styles, different types throughout the year. And sometimes their designs, these were the bomber jacket ones from, I think, maybe about 8 years ago. And I just stained them and finished them and mink oiled them to make them waterproof and, just keep trucking along. But I've worn these through monsoons. I've worn them through freak storms, winter weather, you name it here in Texas. I have ridden with these shoes on. They work fantastic. Like, absolutely fantastic. And you could tell that I got water on them because they got that water wear usage on them right now. And I got to refinish them and redo them and clean them up. Little water stains and stuff from probably going through a rainstorm. But great option if you don't want to get boots. This is what I run. I run some Vans. Now, if you can't do Vans and you can't do boots because of price constrictions or something, another great option. Good old-fashioned combat boots. Now, the thing is, I normally wouldn't recommend these type of combat boots. These are your jungle boot or your desert boot, depending on your era that you were in. These are highly used, obviously, but they're just really dirty. I have another pair that's highly used, but these, they tend to be super abrasion resistant, so that really does help, and it really does protect your foot from oncoming stuff that comes off the road, rocks, debris, rubble, dirt, etc. Not everybody likes the compression feel over above going up their leg. I personally don't mind. I wore combat boots for years, no problems. You could get a pair of combat boots cheap at your local Army Depot, you know, Army Navy store, military surplus store. Get them cheap. Even get the leather ones. The leather ones, I mean, they're uncomfortable for a while, but if you break them in, great motorcycle riding boot. I've worn leather combat boots riding for 20 plus years. Like, great option. You can't find any of those? Timberlands. These are just your normal steel toe Timberlands. I wear these not as much as I wear my Western boots because I tend to prefer slip-ons, like slip-on, pull-on cowboy boots, Western boots. But I will run these every now and then when I just doing a quick jaunt out and I'm like, my only fault personally with this is I don't like round toe. I prefer square toe. I've got a toe structure that better fits in a square toe than it does a round toe, so that's my personal preference. But these I did have broken in because I wore them working and, you know, doing construction, doing things on the house, working in the studio, building the studio. I would wear these, so they're fit for my foot. They are worn in for my foot. They are steel toe, so I'm not really worried about anything hitting my toes. I still have the padding on the side to protect your bone on your leg. Still have the padding right there. All around good boot. I will say, out of my personal experience with Timberlands, a specific type, the Timberland Pros, if I'm riding in these and running heavy riding, say 4 to 5 days a week riding 50 miles a day, these last me only about 1 year. And I've done that multiple years in a row before switching over to Western boots. The Western boots last me 6 to 7. These will last me 1 year. Only caveat, but they're great boots if you're on a budget. Great boots to get. They run strong. They've got your heel so you can click in if you don't have a floorboard and you only have a peg. So now that I got my boots sorted out, the next thing I normally get is my belt. For me, I tend to use leather belts, specifically metal core reinforced leather belts, otherwise known as a gun belt. This is an everyday carry type of belt. That metal core on the inside of these is super durable, keeps the shape, so when you wear heavy stuff, you can see there's like a slight bend in this belt, but it's very slight. And it's from the things that I carry. It's not really that noticeable, but I do carry a lot on this belt at different times, depending on the case use. But get you a good belt. Make sure you got it. I tend to like these metal core belts because they're super solid. If you like to carry a sidearm on you, these belts are really good at keeping the shape of them without sagging, so they'll last you a very long time. You can get them in different colors. Some of them even come with like little hidden pockets in here. You can stash cash in, things like that. Great belt. I would highly suggest getting you a metal core belt. Just find you the company you like, one you want to support, get you one of these. One thing that I will slip on when I'm putting this belt on, I tend to wear a knife, and I'll wear a blade on me almost every day. If I don't have one on the back, because this has to come on with my jeans when I put my jeans on, if I don't have one on the back, I'll have one on the side. And if I have one on the side, I tend to run something a little smaller, so that would be my EDC blade I would carry with me. I prefer fixed blades, multiple uses. You can, anytime you need to cut something or something that needs to get maybe screw driven in, you know, bike work, little bitty things. I just had this one sharpened at a rodeo, so it's pretty sharp. But yeah, I'll run either one of these on the side or I run one of these on the back, just depending on the day and what I'm doing and how long I'm going to be out and gone. But yeah, I have a knife on me. That's why I carry one of these steel core belts, because I carry multiple things on my belt with me because I like to tend to ride without having any luggage. So anything that I want to have with me, I have to carry on my body, which we'll get into more in a little bit on when I break down the things that I carry in my pockets or in my jacket. But yeah, all right, moving on. Base layer. All right. So this right here is a quick dry shirt. It's made by Under Armour. This is a quick dry shirt. On a bike, you get sweaty. It's a relatively long, it's almost like a regular t-shirt. It's a little bit shiny because it is quick dry. It's got a little bit of a stretch to it, so if you like it more fitted, you can go more fitted. If you tend to like it a little baggy, you can go a little baggy. I got a medium here. This shirt is great. It retains heat when I want to, but also lets my body moisture wick any sweat away. I have been wearing these while riding motorcycles for years. I couldn't tell you how long. I'm actually wearing one right now because I was riding before, so I've got one on, but the one I'm wearing is gray. This one's black. I probably have way more than these. I don't even know how to explain how many I have. If I'm out shopping and I see a shirt and it's a quick dry and it looks normal, because that's my whole thing, is I don't want to look like I ride a motorcycle. I don't buy something that says like Harley Davidson or, you know, motorcycle specific or whatever. Like, you know, you get a cycle gear, they have motorcycle specific gear. I don't do any of that. Just go to Under Armour, you know, go to Walmart. Walmart has stuff. Whataburger's online store carries quick dry shirts and fishing UV shirts. I will buy those and I will wear those and I ride in those. They're comfortable, great shirts. They make long sleeve, short sleeve, tank tops, great shirts. Can't recommend more. Get you a quick dry shirt. It's hot here in Texas, triple digit heat's coming, and you never know, this thing's great. Or even if you're caught in the rain and you weren't wearing the right jacket, you get off the bike and you still got to do something, this is going to dry really quickly, even if you are soaking wet, and you will at least look dry up top, even if you're not dry on the bottom. Base layer, quick dry shirts. Moving on. Next thing I normally carry is a flannel. You probably noticed in a lot of videos I wear flannel because I'm riding, and I usually carry flannels on me and I keep them in the studio. But this is just a normal Duluth trading company. I know a lot of people that they run like Dixons and things like that, and I think Dixons are cool. They look cool. Practicality wise though, I mean, Duluth makes different variant sizes of fleece that you can buy, and they have like an actual meter to it. So if you want a thicker one or a thinner one, they've got everything in between, and usually they make them in different colors and different variations. So if there's like a color you like, they will make that color in the thicker or the thinner variant, which works out really well. So I just buy Duluth. I mean, they're great. They're made specifically with these gussets, so you can stretch your arm out because it's made for people that are working. And they put these little things on the back so you can hang it on a hook. So when I'm at the studio, I'll leave one or two there and I'll hang it on something, you know, mic stands, etc. Just anything that's got a little hook to it. I'll hang this on. If I have to take it off, I'm getting a little hot. Or if I'm leaving it there because I'm going to come back later on or something, I'll just, you know, hang it on there and come back, and maybe the next day I brought another one or I'm wearing another one. Maybe I'll switch them out. Like I'm wearing one right now. I just got it rolled up because I'm a little warm. Great thing about these two is you can button down the collar. I always recommend getting one you can button down the collar because we ride motorcycles. You want this collar to stay down. You don't want it flapping on you when you're riding. So I think one other thing, these Duluth ones specifically have little pockets on the inside. If you can see right here, there's a little pen pocket, but you can also use that to hold sunglasses. So if you wear sunglasses or regular glasses, or you switch back and forth like I do, you can slide your glasses in here and hold them while still wearing this underneath your jacket. Great idea. But yeah, so I usually carry a flannel. Almost always have a flannel. This flannel specific, by the way, if I can find it right here. I was riding down to San Antonio from Austin about 2 years ago, and this was in a cinch bag on the back of the bike, and it fell off. And for about maybe 50 to 100 miles, it just got grinded into the cement, and that's all that happened. So I highly recommend these. These are extremely great quality, super abrasive flannel. And but I mean, if that's all I got from riding and literally hitting the cement and dragging on the cement without me knowing because it was behind me. I didn't even realize the bag had popped off. Great flannel. Something else that I would usually carry with me when I'm on the bike is some form of a sweater, and I don't normally run hoodies because I don't really care for a hoodie to be flapping in the wind behind my helmet. And I like turtlenecks because I can get around the neck. So anything that has a turtleneck feel, I will do that. So these are just your normal Walmart running little sweater. There's pockets right here. That's it. It's nothing fancy. It's just a normal fleece lined jacket. This right here, I bought this on sale for like $3. It was on clearance. I just got the smallest size I could that would fit me, which this one happened to be a small, and it fit me. It was super tight, but my purpose was I want to wear this as over a base layer and be able to stow this in the smallest thing that I could throw away and not even worry about it. And I actually bought 2 of these when I was there because they were on clearance. So I bought another one. And this one is not a zip full. It's only like a half zip, but still does the same job. It's made by Starter. It was like $3 at Walmart. Great buy. You just want something to help retain warmth in the jacket or around your shirt. You're not looking to really like block the wind. You're hoping that you already have a jacket on to block the wind. And you want something thin enough, lightweight enough that you're not really worried about it. It doesn't have to be fancy. You're just putting this layer on in the event that you need it. And you can throw it away. You could throw it in a bag. You can even roll it and tuck it into your seat. You know, seats have the little handle on them. You could tuck this around in there, get it in there. I've done that plenty of times. But yeah, these are great things that you should just carry with you. I carry one of these with me almost every day. For the most part, I'll usually carry a flannel, but I've been known to wear a flannel. Have one of these anyway. If it gets extremely cold, down to freezing temperatures, throw this on too, and I'm just super warm and toasty while I'm riding. And I get them a little tighter so that it will still fit underneath my leather jacket. Let's move on to my jacket. So here's my jacket. I have a couple of these jackets. These are made by Roland Sands. This right here is the Walker, named after Walker, Texas Ranger. This one is great. I love the look of it. It looks pretty normal when you wear it on the bike and off the bike. It's got a normal look on it. Buffalo leather, real good. It's only perforated here and in the armpits. Right there. The only places that these have ventilation is right there. Now there's a reason that I wanted this for that reason. I wanted to wear this during the winter to spring transition because I can wear this jacket. It's loose on me. This is a size extra large. I got this big enough to be loose on me if I'm on the bike in just a t-shirt. I can wear this, but if I'm on the bike and it's gonna get colder, I want to be able to layer these other layers inside of this and still have this fit over that without being bunched up and constricting my limbs from, you know, feeling like they're too tight. In this jacket, it does have room for armor on your back plate, and it also has room for arms. And I have armor in here for my elbows. So the elbow, it's not really noticeable when you're wearing it. You do feel it, but it's not noticeable off the bike. You don't look like you're wearing a big bulky armor. It still looks like a normal jacket. I love this jacket. I also love the fact that Roland Sands, for the most part, in all the jackets I own, at least by them, they run these giant pockets like this, and it's just a dump pouch. I mean, you could put anything in there. You could put a magazine in there. You could put, you know, a couple beers. You could put a hat in there. I've put barbecue in here. You've probably seen me do that in the intro of one of my videos. Hell, you could put an iPad in here. You could put a lot of things. Actually, hold on just a second. Look how much space there is. So much space. Look at that. It's just great. And it's so wide and big. You could put a hat in there. And I love this because I will carry anything with me in the jacket that I have to carry for the day. Will be inside the jacket. One other thing about these jackets, and I don't know if it's a specific thing to most of their jackets or if they only do it to some jackets, but the other jackets I have, the inside pocket here actually has like a little loop. This one does not, or unfortunately I can't show it to you on this one, but it will have a little loop in here where you can connect your key. So even if your pocket was open and you're riding, you won't lose your key. I love that. That actually made it OCD for me to always have my key in this pocket. I will ride with my key in this pocket. if you have a key fob or you just have extra keys you don't want because your bike, you know, you put your bike key in, you don't have the extra keys on there because it dangles. Great feature. I don't know why this one doesn't have it. I actually have to take this one into a seamstress to get fixed because I've worn it so much it's starting to come off right here. And I wanted to ask the seamstress if she can fix that and maybe add one in there so I can have an extra loop in here so I could just stow that away. But other than that, I mean, this jacket is really plain. It is like, look at the back. It's really, really plain. There's nothing fancy about it, and I love it. I wanted a plain looking jacket where I can wear this off the bike and just look normal, and then just hop on the bike and take off. This is the one that I wear right now for the winter going into spring months, and it's great. I can even wear this through most of spring, but here in Texas, those first couple days that you start getting up to like 95 degrees, you know those hundreds are coming and it's hot, and we are dry heat. You know, you out towards West Texas, it's a dry heat. And I'll bake if I'm going through lights or I'm going through slow cities or something. So this is my go-to jacket right now, though. This is what I've been wearing the most. All right, moving on. Protecting my head. My helmet of choice is a Gringo S by Biltwell. The thing that I love about this helmet specifically is these visors. They make a couple different ones and they're interchangeable, and you just quickly unscrew this, take this one off, put a new one on. And most of the time lately I ride with the clear because I'll ride daytime and then maybe on the way back it'll be nighttime, or vice versa. I'll leave before the sun comes up and then I'm coming back and it's sunny. And these are really hard to see through when you're wearing sunglasses that are polarized, and I wear polarized Oakleys that are ballistic polarized Oakleys. So it's hard to see through these, and it's really hard when you have them going through a visor like this. This one's dirty because I pulled it out of my garage, but this is an extra visor I have. It's in smoke gray, but you can just slap this on there and you can have your visor be smoked. I typically only run this if I'm doing a long trip that's all daytime, maybe during the summer when it's just bright, you know, bright as the sun here in Texas. I'll run one of these, but most of the time I'm running day and night, so I run a clear on my helmet. And this is actually my third Biltwell Gringo S helmet that I've had. So this is the newer style where it has, I think it's called ECE. It's like a hard injection mold instead of that foam that like degrades on you quicker. This thing is super tight. It is, I think, a year and a half of me riding with this, and it is still barely breaking in. Super tight, but I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it makes sense that this is going to be a lot better build than the older ones. It's also just a minutely quieter. So when I'm riding with this and y'all are watching my videos, you can probably hear wind noise, you probably hear the road, you know, it's just what it is because this isn't made to be silent. And I know other people do helmet reviews and they go through and talk about, they try to buy a helmet like a Schuberth or Shui. They try to get quiet. They want a quiet helmet, and people do that. And I just gave up on that. Most of the time I'm running earplugs in my ears because I don't listen to music. And then I'm just talking to you guys. So it's just whatever's coming out of my mouth. I don't really need to hear it. My head internally will hear what I'm saying because my brain is the one coming up with it. And but yeah, and you can see I just added a GoPro mount. That's it though. This is my helmet. That's it. Just a stock liner. Probably buy a new one and put that in here. I am looking for a new helmet. Potentially maybe a Simpson or a different type of Biltwell. I also have previously worn Daytona helmets, and I really like their 3/4 helmets. It's just that I don't like my face that exposed. I really do like a full face. And I used to wear modulars, and I actually just really like this big open hole for air with sunglasses in. Works out great for me. That's a thing that I enjoy. So Biltwell Gringo S for the win. Let's talk about gloves. I did a video talking about these gloves. These are Icon gloves. These are called the Pursuit. They're full grain leather. They're not the cheap kind. In the video, I talked about previously buying some of these from Wish. Don't do that. Those are fake. They're like fake pleather. These are real full grain leather. The only thing that I kind of wish, kind of wish that they had kept was on the original versions of these like 4 years ago, they had a little button here that you could snap, and then you could snap these together to hold them together. And I really liked that because I was able to like snap it around like a belt loop and just carry it around on my belt. I'd really love if I had something like that. Now I understand they have these little loops right here, but I typically don't carry a carabiner or anything with me. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Most time I'll just throw it in, you know, a bag or backpack or something, you know, or throw it inside my helmet and just walk around with it. But these are what I wear most of the time. They're non-perforated, so they're comfy enough. Well, there's little perforations on the wrist, but there's no perforations on the palm anywhere. These are comfy enough for moderately cold weather. The only thing that I really don't like riding with these in is rain, because they're obviously not gauntlet style, so the rain will go into the jacket. So if I think it's going to rain, I will carry a pair of these. These are gauntlet style leather. These are, what are these? I've had these for a while. Street and Steel. I guess they were on sale. I just picked up a pair. I just wanted a pair of gauntlet. They are single leather. There's nothing to protect your knuckles. It's just plain leather. Nothing fancy. They were cheap. I think on the inside, this leather or little foam liner has been kind of breaking on me. It's more inside there, so you rub your hand in there and you feel like the little flakes coming out. But I mean, for rain, this works fine. And it put its blouse, my sleeve inside of here, and the rain just kind of passes over the jacket. This is a great glove. I'll carry this if I think I'm going to get caught in any rain. Once it warms up, I start transitioning to these. These I'm able to run in, I would say, about 65 and up, maybe even 50 and up if it's going to warm up relatively quickly once I jump on the bike. These are perforated all the way throughout. They're not perforated on the palm. They are reinforced here, padding, and then they actually have the hard knuckle protector, and they have protectors over the fingers. And one of the key points that I liked about this glove specifically when I got them is where the location of the zipper is. Because of the location of that zipper there, I typically wear a watch, and it actually does this thing where I can leave it loose so the zipper doesn't interfere with the watch, but I can still see my watch. I actually liked that. That was a selling point to me. These were, I believe they were called the Oscars. They don't make them anymore. I really wish they did. Man, I don't remember the company. Let me see if it says on the inside here. No, it doesn't say. I really wish they still made these. I do search for these occasionally and I don't find them, so if somebody had some used that they never really wore, I would totally buy them as long as they're in a size medium. Or if you can make me a glove and it's something similar to this, reach down into my email. It's in the bio. Let's talk. But I really love these gloves. Like, I love these gloves. They're great. And I've ridden a lot through these, you can tell. Like, I have done a lot of riding in these. These are great gloves, but I also really like these. And I might actually invest in a perforated version of these. The only thing I don't like about these gloves is they're supposed to be the kind you can use with a smartphone or with a screen. And I find that none of these work for me. I don't know why. I have tried to use it on my screen, on my phone, on my iPad. It doesn't pick up. I couldn't tell you why. It's not a big deal because I'm so used to wearing something like this where it doesn't do that at all anyway. But it is kind of a bummer because it said it was going to do it and it doesn't do it. Don't know why. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't have a soul and, you know, lack of soul doesn't pick up on there. I don't know. All right, let's move on to the things that I carry in my pockets or on my body. So the first thing that I normally carry on my person somewhere when I go out is a red bandana. Texas standard issue. Cowboys carry it all purpose. Use it as a handkerchief. You can use it to wipe something. You can sneeze in it. You can use it to tie parts to your motorcycle. You can use it to flag for help. You can use it to keep the cold off your neck. You can use it to wipe your visor in the rain. You can use it, I mean, it just has so many different uses. Just standard. Like, I've always carried one around. Growing up in Texas, it was just common to see, and it just something that I always carried around with me. And once I learned about the man on 9/11 that ran up into the towers and saved a bunch of lives by wearing one of these, that kind of stuck with me. So it was like, well, if it was good enough for him to save lives, maybe it'll come in handy at some point for me. So I just keep one around. and just carry it. And I use it constantly, so I have a couple of these, and I switch them out when they get dirty or I use them. Next thing, a pen. Now, a lot of people don't really write anymore, or they sign anything. You know, we don't really do checks. But I still find myself using a pen, different uses. Now, the thing specific about this pen is it's a bolt action. The benefit of it being a bolt action pen is that the tip here, you don't click to push out your ink. So it has a glass breaker right there. And this has come in handy. I've been riding my motorcycle down the road and a car flipped in front of me, and I had to break the window to get the person out before they fell off of an overpass. That has happened before. Having a glass breaker on you definitely helps out. Also, in the event that this ever happens and you're driving down the road and somebody gets a little too close to you on a bike, you can always pull this out, turn it around, and you got a nice little way of tapping on their windshield to let them know they're a little too close. Very useful tool. Works very well. So the next thing, I've already shown you this before, but I carry a knife. Some type of fixed blade is normally what I carry. I should carry a multi-tool. I don't. I'm working on that, but I normally carry a knife. Texas, you just need knives for different reasons. I'm sure other places you guys use knives for different reasons as well. Once again, another knife. Smaller knife, I will carry one or both of those at different points. Alright, glasses. I wear glasses, and I wear prescription sunglasses. These are ballistic Oakleys, and they are polarized. And I know they say you shouldn't get polarized sunglasses if you ride motorcycles, but the benefit of having a polarized sunglass to me is I can ride and be able to see those water spots that pop up on the ground. I can see that through here. I can tell. And for me, that's a benefit. I can see a slick spot. I can anticipate it coming and I can avoid it when I'm riding. I usually carry these unless I'm only riding at night, but even then, for the most part, I almost always have these on me. It's just hands down. I've been running Oakleys. Back in the day, I used to run the Oakley. They made motorcycle specific ones that had a gasket in them that you could put the gasket in and just ride with. They discontinued those. Bummed me out because I really like those, but those are my go-to sunglasses. And with that, I will also usually carry a little glasses case for when I switch back and forth. I will just put one pair inside of here, then place it in a pocket, and usually in that big dump pouch pocket. I'll just have this sitting in there. Very handy. Keeps that. Plus, I can use this to wipe them down if they get dirty, wet, you know, whatever happens. But just in case, I also normally carry a wet wipe. They're cheap. You get them everywhere. You can even go places and just, if you see one, you can ask for it. Most of the time, they'll just give it to you. I just carry wet wipes. I have like a whole box of these and I just throw them in my pocket. I can wipe my phone. I can wipe the dial on my bike, wipe off my headlight, wipe my glasses. Just a super helpful thing. It's anti-fog. It puts that little film that I never really understood because it'll still fog up anyway, but still carry it around. Also, normally carry headphones because when I'm off the bike, if I get a phone call and I'm walking around, yeah, you just, you know, or you're listening to music while you walk around looking at something, or you take a phone call. Same thing. Always carry my AirPods with me. Wallet. This is an RFID metal wallet from Hellbent Customs. They custom made this for me. This is probably overpacked with things at the moment because I carry a lot of stuff with me just in case. But this wallet, it's an RFID blocking, so when you have your chip in here, my chip is exposed, but if I flipped it around the other way, people couldn't scan it by getting close to me. I would have to physically remove it for them to be able to steal my information. I've always ran an RFID wallet, just benefit, and having that metal in there. I never was a fan of having a big bulky wallet in my back pocket of my pants, so I run this usually in a front pocket or a front jacket pocket. Normally my front breast jacket pocket. That will be in there. Also in my front breast jacket pocket, I usually run one of these. This right here, I can put a little bit of beard wax in, or beard balm. And you can kind of see in there, I had some in there recently, it's run dry. And I can fix my beard when I get off the bike. This is super helpful because if you're getting off the bike and you want to look normal, you're going on a date, you're meeting up with your family, and you just don't want to look like the wind just hit your face going 100 miles an hour for 2 hours. Throw some beard balm in there. You're going to smell great. You're going to look presentable. It's great. And beard balm doubles as a hair gel, hair wax, but it's organic. So you don't have to worry about it being inside your helmet, like getting like gel or hairspray in your helmet. You just put this on your hair. It's natural. Usually it's good for your hair if you get the good kind. These are really healthy for your hair to actually have for your follicles. Moisturizes. It's kind of like a leave-in conditioner. And really great stuff. If I'm not carrying this bigger one, I tend to run a smaller one like this inside. This one's empty too. I tend to run a smaller one like this inside the little pocket on my jeans. And just enough for me to get through a day if I need it. This is great just to be able to carry a little bit of beard balm on me. So the next thing that I carry on me are keys. This is my BMW R18 first edition key fob. It's got the buttons here. It's got the flip key out. It's dirty because I ride so much. And then on the key ring itself, I have got the BMW MotoRad. That's actually loose. BMW MotoRad key that's used to take the decals on and off, the custom decals. I actually don't use it for that. I use this screwdriver for like everything else. Then a random assortment of keys to the studio and other keys that I need for things randomly, my house key. Yeah, so I carry my keys right there and I'm good to go. This is usually in a pocket in the jacket, if not in my pocket of my jeans, but normally it's in a jacket pocket because the jacket pocket zips closed. So on my wrist, I will wear a watch. I wear automatic watches. This is an Open Heart Automatic by Wolf. I've had this one about 7 years. Runs great, keeps time great. The reason that I run one of these and not a smartwatch is A, I don't like having a lot of devices that intrude on my privacy. That's just a personal choice. B, I have worn automatic watches for so many years. I have a thing for them. And I know that when I go camping or if I ever got stuck on the side of the road, something happens, I get lost, I'm in the desert. This will keep working as long as I keep walking. I don't have to worry about a battery dying. And a lot of blunt force trauma on these, they tend to still work. This is why like Navy SEALs and Special Forces wear automatic watches, and they don't really rely on batteries a lot because it just works out better for them when they're diving. They make those submariners are super abrasion resistant and impact resistant. Yeah, I wear an automatic watch, and I also do things when I'm riding where I use this to time my miles because I can just glance at it. I can push it back. It's easier than switching my gauge over to watch like how many miles have passed. And I can just do it really quickly and just take a quick glance and be like, gauge out, I think I've ridden about 5 miles. I think I've ridden about this many miles. Once I know I have so many miles left on my gas tank, I can very quickly figure out how long I've been riding on that gas tank to figure out where my mileage is. That comes from the old school way of doing things on bikes when you didn't really have a meter that showed you how empty you were going to be. So we used to use a petcock, and you have to flip the petcock. I grew up riding that way. I grew up riding old bikes, and I still use an automatic watch. It's just my preference. I like watches too, so it just works out. Gotta keep that breath fresh, and gotta support Buc-ee's. The only other thing that I'll carry on me is a beanie, because sometimes I get off the bike and my head actually got cold, and or my hair is a little messed up if it's a little long. I could just put the beanie on. This shoves away in so many different places, and I can use it as a support on my back underneath. I could sit on it. It'll kind of raise me up, give me a boost, give it a little bit of cushion. So many uses for one of these, and it's just your standard black beanie. I've had this one for probably 15 to 20 years. No idea where I got it from. Super old, really rubbed out new. I probably need to get a new one. I hate shopping for beanies because I like them to be somewhat loose, but also really tight around the head. This one's losing that tight around the head part, still loose, slouchy, but it still works. It keeps me warm, does its job. The only other thing I will tell you is none of the stuff matters. None of the cool things you buy. They're going to always try to sell you something that they think you need for motorcycles, whether it be a heated base layer or a cooling base layer, you know, the cooling vest or the heated vest, electric gear, electric gloves. they're always going to try to sell you something. You can ride every day and get away with wearing just your basic stuff that you get at Walmart, at Target. You can field this stuff in like military surplus stores. You don't have to go out and get the motorcycle specific things. Like for years and decades, people rode motorcycles cross country and they didn't have motorcycle specific stuff. They had a sissy bar, they had a gas can, and they just went riding. And they strapped a duffel bag to the bike on the sissy bar and they rode. And anything they needed, they figured out on the way what they needed to have on them. All right, y'all. Y'all remember, pull hard, play hard. And one more thing. If you're able to, best thing that I noticed, I can run underneath a jacket, shoulder holster. If it's a little bit looser on me, I'll run a shoulder holster. This one's custom made for me. It's universal, kinda, and it fits most of the firearms that I carry on me. And in the waistband, concealed carry. For the most part, if you're going to be carrying on you, I suggest that you carry concealed anyway. Get training. Make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just wear one because you think it's cool. You know, get training. There's plenty of places, especially here in Texas. Look up the laws in your state. Stay safe out there.